In this video, I'm going to show you how to train instinctively. I'm going to talk about partial training, holistic training, and eclectic training. So, when you're training instinctively, what does that mean? You may have heard people say mind-muscle connection or feel the muscle. Basically what it means is that when you're training, you need to know whether you're doing the right amount of something. So, are you doing enough weight? Are you doing enough reps? Did you do enough sets? At a certain point, every bodybuilder or person who takes training seriously starts to realize that they feel a certain way when they've done the workouts correctly or when they've done them incorrectly. For instance, when I get injured, I can tell that the next day it's going to hurt a lot more, or I'm going to be feeling a lot crappier in the hours to come because of something that I did that was incorrect. Either I worked out too hard, I used too much weight, or one or the other. When you train, you're learning how to tell different signs that your body can give to you about whether your training has gone good or whether your training has gone bad. For instance, when you're training, you'll know when you've done just the right amount of reps and sets and whether you're having a good day or a bad day in the gym. You hear lots of bodybuilders and people who exercise regularly tell you, I've had a bad day at the gym today because I just don't have any energy, or I'm not able to do as much weight, or I'm not able to do as much reps as I can normally do. And this is because people have become in tune with their bodies. As they become in tune with their bodies, they can understand exactly how much work they need to do that specific day, so they can tell whether they are getting a good workout or not. And so with instinctive training, you are connecting with your body and you're realizing whether you've done enough or not. What partial training is when you're doing your repetitions, and for instance you're doing your bicep curl, and you can't do any more reps because you've reached your 8 rep max or your 10 rep max or however many reps you're doing, you do a partial rep. So it's halfway up, or if you're doing a bench press for instance, and you have a spotter and everything, instead of going all the way up, you may only go down and then go up only a little bit. And you keep doing these partial reps. What that does is allows you to squeeze out every last bit of energy that you may have to break through and bust through those plateaus and essentially get more gains. What eclectic training is understanding the difference between isolation exercises and compound exercises. Now, the primary core of this knowledge is a compound exercise is basically exercises that use 2 joint movements. So, for instance, like your bench press. When you're bench pressing, you're utilizing technically 2 joint areas. So, the elbow and your tricep area, and your pectoral, and where it connects to the arm. And so, because you're using 2 joint exercises, this is considered a mass builder, and it's a great way to basically build mass. But at the same time, when you do high reps, 1 joint exercises, like for instance tricep pull downs, where you're just isolating the triceps, that can give you the sculpture and definition that your muscle needs to have that look, to have that certain feel and definition in your muscle. And by putting both of these together, you're giving your muscles a variety and diversity where they have nothing else to do but respond to your training. So a lot of problems that people have is when their body stops responding to your training. The way holistic training works is utilizing heavy but moderate reps, or heavy low reps, with exercises that incorporate high reps but low weight. And this gives your muscles the optimum muscle confusion where they have nothing else to do but change. They have to change because you've pushed them with those heavy reps, and they're extremely exhausted, and then you push them again and you slam them and you bust them out with those high rep but low weight exercises and you've squeezed out every last bit of energy from your muscles, and they have nothing to do but change. And that's an exercise technique that lots of bodybuilders employ, if not all. In the next video, I'll talk about angle training, Burns principle, priority training, poor form and cheating and how that can help you actually, and full range of motion. Tune in to the next video, guys. Thanks.